Adam Schiff continues to face calls for congressional consequences for his history of lying to the American people. Every day we learn more about Adam Schiff and now know that for years he has been abusing his position in Congress and utilizing his access to intelligence data to prosecute his political enemies, namely Donald Trump. Fortunately, there is one Congresswoman leading the charge to expel, censure, and even fine Adam Schiff upwards of $16 million. Her name is Representative Luna. She's from Florida. She introduced yet another resolution in the House of Representatives going after the congressman specifically. Here is what she said. I just filed a privileged resolution, H.R. 437, to censure, condemn, and fine Pencil Neck Adam Schiff $16 million. And where does that number come from? It is 1/2 the cost of the Russia investigation. Because remember, Adam said that Trump was colluding with the Russians, and Adam had top secret intelligence that he got from his position on the House Intelligence Committee. And it was so secret and so sensitive that he couldn't tell us the details about it, but he could go on CNN and MSNBC and speak to the Washington Post and the New York Times about all the proximity of Trump to the Russians. Couldn't give us any details, but said it was really, really very bad, scary. And all of the people in the media took it and ran with it, including launching full-blown investigations into Trump-Russia collusion that we now know is a total scam and hoax due to the Durham report and other obvious things that we have been following since its inception. So 1/2 the cost is $16 million for his egregious abuse of trust. Got access to a position of power, said that he had information that proved what he was saying. Turns out he didn't. Turns out he's a liar. So she writes, I, with my GOP colleagues, look forward to an imminent vote to hold this feckless man accountable. And if you zoom in on the resolution, you can see it says here, HR signed by Luna, resolution censoring and condemning Adam Schiff from California. Whereas the allegation that Trump colluded with Russia to steal the election has been revealed as false by numerous in-depth investigations, including a recent report by special counsel John Durham, which documents how the conspiracy theory was invented, funded, and spread by President Trump's political rivals. Whereas Representative Pencil Neck Adam Schiff, who served as ranking minority member and then chairman of the Permanent Select Committee on the House Intelligence Select Committee, occupied positions of extreme power, and Representative Schiff presents himself in the well of the House. Schiff will be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and he will be fined in an amount of $16 million from Representative Luna. Sounds good to me. She posted this on her website. She's proudly serving the Florida's 13th district. She says she anticipates that House leadership will hold this spineless man accountable for his deceitful actions, saying it is the obligation of House leadership to back up this motion for the American people and hold this feckless man accountable. This is a privileged resolution, and I believe that means it goes more quickly. They accelerate it to the front of the line under House rules. It is the right thing for House leadership to support and bring accountability and respect back to the House of Representatives. All members of Congress must be held to this standard, saying that the GOP conference agrees that Schiff has betrayed the trust of the American people, and therefore she looks forward to holding him accountable with a vote. Now, she has already filed another resolution against the Schiff, previously submitting this one, saying that he should be expelled from the House entirely. This one was already submitted saying under the Constitution, Schiff is expelled from the House of Representatives. And so she is going hard against Schiff, and deservedly so, because he is not an honest person. Now, we're going to listen to Miss Luna explain more about how this works. But first, let's take a look at how the rules say censuring a House member proceeds. And as usual, we go to the Congressional Research Service to dig into the rules. We've done this before for the expulsion process, but here the term censure, unlike expel, does not appear in the Constitution. So we have a little bit of a different authority. Although the authority is derived from the same clause, they say that this is the authority to punish its members for disorderly behavior. Censure, reprimand, or admonition are traditional ways which parliamentary bodies have disciplined their members. In the House of Representatives, here, a censure is a formal vote by the majority of members present and voting on a resolution disapproving of a member's conduct, generally with the additional requirement that the member stand in the well of the House chamber. So they drag out Pencil Neck and shove him in front of the American people via their representative to receive a verbal rebuke and scolding. You are a bad congressman who lied to us. And a reading of the censure resolution expulsion by the Speaker of the House. That sounds enjoyable. Now, the Constitution says that they may expel a member, but if they don't satisfy the expulsion status, then they can punish a member by censure. They've taken broad views of their authority to discipline their members, and the requirement for the expulsion is 2/3 vote. There's number of precedent for this. 23 censures have been completed previously, and the consequences say that after a member has been censured, there is no specific disqualification or anything that actually happens. It's just political scolding. However, some members of Congress who faced censure often resign. No specific rules about the consequences of this, but they would come in and vote and then drag him in front of the Congress and give him a nice scolding. So Representative Luna explains how this is working and why she believes this is appropriate. Clipped from our friend at the Storm Redux. Here is Luna on with the War Room
Great
podcast.
minds think alike, and I had actually filed what we filed earlier that day at 10 a.m. So you can see the timestamp on the House resolution that I put forward to expel Schiff from Congress. But ultimately, in seeing really the massive scale impact that this had, not just on the nation, but also on foreign relations, which is important for America to understand that Schiff used his position, right, being ahead of the House Intelligence Committee, the chairman, lied to the American people, cost millions of tax dollars in a fraudulent investigation that was really weaponizing the FBI against a sitting president of the United States. I would even argue, Steve, and I know that this is a strong word, but he, I believe, is guilty of sedition.
Whoa.
And so in doing so, that is absolutely grounds for expulsion from the House of Representatives. But we have more than one avenue of really ensuring that Schiff receives punitive action for what his decision was to really lie and, I believe, bring dishonor upon the House of Representatives. So that's exactly why I filed what I filed. And, you know, Steve, I don't do this often, but I'm going to ask every single person in the War Room posse right now to please call your representatives and ask them to support this, because right now we have a very slim majority and we have the ability to make sure that these people know that they, one, cannot get away with corruption, but also two, to hold them accountable. And we need to do just that.
Representative Anna Paulina Luna from Florida taking it to Adam Schiff, one of the most dishonest men in Congress, who is abusing his position to lie to the rest of the country. And the rest of the House may be behind Luna. In fact, here is a nice clip from Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, also recognizing what a disaster Schiff is.
Well, a number of things. We're asking Durham to come in and testify so we can look at it more. It really raises the question about Adam Schiff. You remember when he told the American people he had proof? Remember when he told them he didn't know the whistleblower?
Yeah.
And what he put America through and openly lied to us?
Yeah.
And now it's proven in this as well? It raises a lot of questions about his character.
Sure does.
His standing inside of Congress, or whether he should even be in Congress.
Oh.
Well, a number of things. We're asking
whether
Durham
he should
to
even
come
be in Congress. No, he shouldn't. Get his butt out of there. Expel him, censure him, reprimand him, do whatever you got to do. Do it all. And then, as Luna suggested, maybe refer him over to the DOJ for sedition, for lying to us, making up fake information in order to prosecute his political enemies. Adam Schiff facing consequences now for his actions. Hopefully the Republicans rally around behind Representative Luna and we see more.